almost an illusion. From the crowded streets of New York City to the peaceful Rocky Mountain trails, the dangers lurking around us can sometimes be unseen, waiting in the shadows for the perfect opportunity. It's unfortunate, but many people go missing in cases like this. However, in very rare instances, whether by luck or chance, some manage to escape.
I was planning on spending another night here. My intuition told me that I need to leave.
And in today's video, we'll deep dive into some of the most unsettling and unexpected encounters of people who came terrifyingly close to vanishing without a trace. In 2015, Chris Mir and a couple of friends were filming a college skit near a railway station in Auckland, New Zealand. It was a beautiful day and everything was going as it should. This is until they spot two masked individuals who do not look like they have good intentions. This is what happens.
I don't know. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? I don't see him.
At this point, Chris and his friends didn't know exactly what to make of this situation. They were kind of laughing it off, hoping that it was just a couple of friends from school trying to pull a prank on them. It's when they notice that the masked individuals seem to be armed that everything changes very quickly.
I don't know.
At this point, completely creeped out, Chris and his friends run back to campus and call the police, which apparently had already been warned about the masked individuals and were surveilling the area with a chopper. A couple of days later, on January 28th, the Auckland City District Police releases a note on Facebook strongly encouraging the masked individuals to make contact with them so that they can have a chat about their recent activities around Parnell and also at Domain Park, a place in which they had been seen a couple of hours before. At the time that this happened, many people were suggesting that maybe they were copying a TV program called The Following, or even the movie The Hunger Games that had been a major success and released in 2013. The thing is, a couple of days later, the masked individuals turn themselves in and tell the police that they were currently learning why it's not a good idea to hang out in parks with confronting costumes and dangerous-looking accessories. To this day, it remains unclear whether the masked individuals were carrying real firearms or what their true intentions were. What is certain, however, is that if this was meant as a prank, it could have gone horribly wrong, especially if the police had confronted them. In 2016, there were a series of murders reportedly inspired by The Purge, which adds an even darker context to encounters like this. In 2012, Jamie Siminoff came up with the idea for the Ring doorbell camera. He was inspired to create the device after missing mail deliveries while working in his garage. Over the years, the idea took off, and now millions of Americans have Ring cameras installed in their homes. But nowadays, Ring cameras extend far beyond ensuring packages aren't missed. These cameras have become a powerful tool in deterring criminal activity and protecting neighborhoods.
We're expecting any company. My name's Ray. You guys needed anything?
No, thank you.
And it was on August 2023 that a chilling video was uploaded to YouTube. In it, we can see a woman arriving home late at night. Little did she know that she was being followed. Pay very close attention. In the video, two men seem to approach her home and try to open the door without knocking first. This, of course, led the home residents to become aware that there was something wrong, so they start shouting that they're gonna call the cops, and the two men leave. After being uploaded to YouTube, the video caught a lot of attention and many internet users were coming up with different theories to what was going on here. One of them is that the two men were about to attend a party and that they missed and went to the wrong house instead. This is mostly because at a certain moment in the video, they look at each other and they seem confused. It's as if they slowly realize that they're at the wrong house. However, there are a couple of things about this video that led a lot of people to speculate that there's something far more sinister going on. One of them is the obvious fact that they reach for the door handle first thing. This is the sort of thing that a burglar would do. It also appears as if he's hiding something beneath his t-shirt just before going for the door handle. And then, towards the end of the video, we can see him holding what appears to be a piece of clothing. This led loads of people to speculate that this could be some sort of substance that was possibly going to be used to kidnap the young girl. To this day, there's not much information about this video, so it's hard to tell what their true intentions were. But I guess that it's one creepy situation that could have ended much differently if no Ring cameras were installed. Venturing into the woods all alone can be a refreshing way to escape the pressures of daily life, especially if you live in a big city. However, if you're considering such an adventure, it's always good to be prepared and fully aware of the environment you're stepping into. Sometimes things can take an unexpected turn, and this is sort of what happened with my Backyard Birding YouTube channel. On September 2018, My Backyard Birding was hiking somewhere in North Carolina with the intention of capturing amazing shots of birds and wildlife on camera. However, what he recorded that day left the entire internet completely creeped out. Pay very close attention. What sounds like an almost robotic and creepy vocalization can be heard in the background. And at first, most people on the internet thought that this could be Bigfoot or maybe some sort of unknown massive creature. But then, after a bit of research, I found out that this is possibly the scream of a male elk. Nothing strange about that, right? Well, wrong. After a few minutes into the video, My Backyard Birding captures chilling sounds of what appears to be someone screaming for help in the background. This is what happened. Did you hear that? What actually sounds like someone screaming for help can be clearly heard in the video, and at the time, My Backyard Birding did not notice it. It was only after the video was uploaded to YouTube that many other subscribers noticed what sounded like a person repeatedly crying for help. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is indeed a person or if it could be just an animal like a bear or anything like that. However, I did search for missing cases in North Carolina around September 2018, and I found something quite disturbing. The video that we just watched was recorded late September, and it was around that same time on September 25th that Mitzi Susan Sue Clements went missing while hiking the Appalachian Trail near Clingman's Dome, which sits on the North Carolina-Tennessee border. Now, Susan Clements and her daughter were returning from Angel's Ball when both of them decided to take different paths and meet at the parking lot. However, by 5:30 p.m., Susan Clements was never to be seen again. This is until October 2nd when a search and rescue team found her body 2 miles west of Clingman's Dome, half a mile away from the Appalachian Trail. What's really bizarre is that they found her body in incredibly thick vegetation, and the cause of death was hypothermia. Now here's where things take an even stranger turn. Even though Clingman's Dome is the highest point in the Great Smoky Mountains, I did check for temperatures that specific week, and they vary mostly between 65 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which isn't exactly that low for someone to die of hypothermia. But I could be wrong. Nevertheless, it makes me wonder if my backyard burning YouTube channel actually captured cries for help from Mitzi Susan Clements while she was lost in the Appalachian Trail. But when it comes to creepy encounters like this one, it doesn't stop there.
What was that?
The following video was recorded by Kelton Edkick while he was hiking in Riverview, New Brunswick, Canada. According to Kelton, he was hiking along a creek when all of a sudden he got a bad feeling and heard a pileated woodpecker do its alarm call. Now normally they do this when there's a predator in the area. Fortunately for Kelton, he was aware that there could be some sort of danger around, so he crouched near a tree and stopped to pay attention, and this is what happened.
What was that? I heard some.
Sounds like a massive creature can be heard screaming in the distance. Now I'm not exactly sure what this is. It doesn't sound like an elk, or a bear, or any other creature I've ever heard before. After the video was posted to YouTube, it went viral. There were many people leaving comments stating that this is possibly a legit encounter with Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot is a mythological creature known to be very popular in Canada and many other places in North America.
There's probably a boot next to it. Huh? And then this next to it. And it's going up the hill.
Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is the real deal or not, but being that no one was able to identify the screams of this creature, it could be. But when it comes to coming dangerously close to the unknown in the woods, there's more.
No, we're behind that tree.
I don't see her.
Whoa, there it is. It's a bear.
That's not a bear. What is
It's
it?
a freaking bear. What?
A bear walking on legs that's brown around here?
I have no idea what that was. That was not an animal.
On September 2021, Erlo Brown, a YouTube channel focused on outdoor activities, was hiking somewhere in South Africa. He was looking for a place to set up a trail cam so that he could capture wild animals and upload the video to YouTube. As I understand, this was a place that was known to him and he had hiked a few times before, but this time things went different. This is what happened.
Found a perfect place to place the trail camera. So this trail running along here is literally the only entrance and exit for this entire valley. And you can see it's very narrow, so it's very easy to funnel the animals in one spot. You know exactly where they'll be walking. It's very dense around here. So I guess animals can walk wherever they want. They don't need the trail. I reckon this tree could maybe work. Although that's going to be very obvious Maybe if we find something that's a little bit further into the tree line, so it's better hidden, this could perhaps work.
What that was.
That was not an animal. I think I'm going to leave.
Whatever it is that Erlo captured on camera that day, it doesn't sound like any animal that I've ever heard before. After being posted to YouTube, there were many people leaving comments stating that this is possibly an unknown creature like Bigfoot. This, for instance, is a video considered by many as a good example of what a Bigfoot vocalization may sound like.
Guys hearing that? Such fucking crazy sound. I've been down in Cato, Michigan, doing some hunting, and some crazy sound predators or shit.
Others believe that Erlo Brown might have captured a siren that is sometimes set up in the middle of the woods to keep certain animals away. If we replay the video a couple of times, it seems as if the sound is somewhat mechanical, just like a male elk would sound. So I'm not sure what to make of this.
This could perhaps work.
Nevertheless, getting out of there as fast as possible was the best idea, taking into consideration that thousands of people go missing in the woods every year. Have you ever heard anything like this before, and in your opinion, what could it be? In October 2015, James Jimmy Hubbard attended an off-campus sorority event in Atlanta. Everything was going fine until he mysteriously vanished. Search and rescue teams scoured the area for days with no success until he was finally found miles away, injured and unconscious. As it turned out, Jimmy had been train surfing with friends, a risky activity that went terribly wrong when he fell and fainted. Now, train surfing is an incredibly dangerous stunt and gained mainstream attention after the famous James Bond scene in Skyfall. The thing is, if you go train surfing, lots of things can go wrong. And this is sort of what happened with YouTuber Gifgas when he decided to go train surfing with a couple of friends of his in the Italian Alps. This is what happened. Not long after they begin their surfing adventure, another train comes on the opposite track and passes by. Everything went smoothly with the exception that because they were at a flat car, they were easily spotted by the train driver, who reports them to nearby authorities without them knowing. It wouldn't take long before the train made a stop at the Austrian border, where they would find themselves in big trouble. This is what happened.
They're looking.
At this point, Gifgas, Shai, and his other friend are aware that they're in big trouble, so they decide to make a run for it, not knowing exactly where they were and where to run to. This is what happens next. Knowing that they're being chased, Gifcast and his buddies decide to make a run for the outskirts. What they don't know is that soon enough, choppers would be deployed to find them.
So the yard is right there. We were chased somewhere there. Yeah, as you can see, we're on pretty damn steep mountains.
After walking and climbing for hours, they make it to the top of the mountain, where they eventually find their way back home. Fortunately for Shai and Gifcast, everything ended up fine, but this is the perfect example where one could go missing without anyone ever knowing. Located in the western United States, Colorado is known for its diverse landscapes featuring majestic mountain peaks and beautiful forests. It's one of the country's top destinations for hiking and outdoor adventures. And it was on a beautiful and sunny day that a man that goes by the name of It's Me Rod found himself face to face with a terrifying situation. The following video was recorded somewhere in Gunnison National Forest. Rod had been hiking for quite a while, and it was around 4:30 p.m. and all of a sudden he comes face to face with a mountain lion. Now, being that he was all alone and very far away from any other human being, Rod knew that this could mean big trouble. So he does his best to avoid a possible attack, and this is what happens. The mountain lion seems quite interested in Rod, and at this point, we can hear him breathing heavily. Scared, he knows that the best thing that he can do is stay put and hope for the best.
You can go. Go on. Go on, get. 3 feet.
Now, even though the mountain lion does not seem to be scared at all, it goes towards the opposite direction, and luckily for Rod, everything turns out fine. According to the National Park Service, this is what you should do if you ever find yourself in a situation like this. Do not run from a lion. Instead, stand and face the animal. Make eye contact. If you have small children, pick them up if possible so that they don't panic and run. Although it may be awkward, pick them up without bending over or turning away from the mountain lion. In the end, I think that what saved Rod's life was making eye contact, standing his ground, and making himself loud. Now, taking into consideration that cell service is almost non-existent in most of Gunnison National Park, if things had gone wrong, Rod would be in deep trouble. But I want to know your take. Would you have done something different in this situation? And have you ever had an encounter like this? On August 2015, a YouTube channel by the name of John Blatt went camping at an unknown location. He stayed there for quite a few days, and as I understand, he was all alone, which is something I've previously mentioned isn't exactly the smartest thing to do unless you know exactly what you're doing. Now, John seems like an experienced camper, and in his YouTube channel, you'll mostly find videos of him doing outdoor activities. In this particular video, John had stayed for quite a few days in this specific spot. This is up until the moment that he begins feeling unsafe for an unknown reason.
Alright. I was planning on spending another night here. But I've had an overwhelming sense of something that I can't really explain. My intuition tells me that I need to leave.
As John explains why he feels the need to leave, he accidentally captures something in the woods. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it seems that many of his subscribers agree that it appears as if it's something that's watching him from afar.
I've been sensing threatening sensations, like I was being stalked, and I was completely ready to be here another night, which is very disappointing.
Even though John doesn't know what it is that he's feeling, his intuition isn't wrong. In one specific moment, John makes a stop to drink some water, and this is when he captures a glimpse of what appears to be a person or some sort of unknown creature that seems to be lurking in the woods.
Bear with me. I don't know if anybody will ever watch this video. Whoa. Look at that guy. Okay. Look at that dude.
Did you see that? What appears to be the figure of a person wearing a gray robe can be seen quickly running into the woods. If we slow-mo and replay the video a couple of times, it seems as if whatever this thing is, it seems to be moving towards the trees. In other words, this is not a tree branch or anything like that. It seems as if John's instinct was right. There's something in the woods with him, and he caught it on camera. As he continues walking towards his car, he catches another glimpse of whatever this thing is. Check this out.
I had just walked down through here an hour ago, probably. Alright.
What appears to be not just one, but two unknown figures can be seen hiding in the woods. At first, I thought these were just tree branches or something like that. But if we slow-mo and rewind the video, it appears as if one of them is moving and hiding behind one of the trees. And even though we can't see much, most internet users agree that they can see something hiding in the woods. Not only that, most people pointed out that the woods are completely silent the entire time. And this could only mean that there's either a predator or something else out there. I guess one of the smartest moves John did was getting the heck out of there as fast as possible. And his instinct wasn't wrong after all. The question that remains is, what is it that was following him around? Well, this is it for now, but we do have more videos. Don't forget to check him out, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.